So, I've been kind of tap dancing around not wanting to talk about this, but, with recent news I was like, God damn it, they're really doing this. So, I want to give my 2 cents on this subject. So, Paramount recently, well, when I say recently, about a month or so back, they announced that they were going to do a Transformers universe after the arrival of this next movie. And to which I think we all collectively went, fuck that. And, however, recent news has arrived that they've actually gotten some pretty good people, some really good people behind these other movies outside. Now, apparently, Bay is going to direct the main focus movies, and other people are going to do the Transformers extended universe. Similar to how they're doing, obviously, with Marvel and as well as Star Wars, and also Sony is attempting to do with Ghostbusters. To which I say, don't, Sony. Wait for this reboot of yours to see how well the numbers do there. Because remember the last time you put your eggs in one basket? Remember that little mess up that was Amazing Spider-Man 2? Remember how Marvel had to clean up your mess? Let's not forget that before you decide to do another extended universe around one franchise. Okay? Okay. So with Transformers, I think we all collectively went, hell no with this, especially the Transformers universe we have now. But in light of that, they've actually gotten some damn good people behind pretty much these ideas. I mean, first it was announced Robert Kirkman, the guy behind Walking Dead, was announced for one. The 2 people behind the Lego Movie, they've been getting a lot of work, haven't they? The 2 people behind, the 2 directors behind the Lego Movie. I know they're going to be doing Flash, the Flash movie. So I'm surprised they're getting something, and apparently they're going to do a Cybertron movie that's supposed to chronicle how Orion Pax became Optimus on Cybertron. Okay, you have me there. We also have people from, apparently David Slade has been, Drew Goddard and David Slade, the 2 people behind, well, David Slade was behind most of the vampire movies you would normally see, and he was going to direct the new, the Daredevil movie before it went back to Marvel. And Drew Goddard, who was the showrunner for Daredevil Season 1, they're also going to be a part of this. Apparently, some other people are being announced, or at least talked about. Robert Kirkman and those guys, they've been confirmed. Other people, such as, who am I thinking of? I think Colin Trevorrow was another one, the director of Jurassic World. I think he's being looked at for one. There are several guys. There are several for these, big names behind it for these Transformers extended universe, and to which I say, wow, it's going to be weird when the main when the main continuity of this universe sucks and everything extended around it is, good. Again, this is going under the assumption, because this is still the Bayformer universe, so for all we know, these could equally suck just as hard. So, keep that in mind. But on the off chance that it's still good, what could this mean for, an extended Transformers universe? Now, there are some people out there who think you can't really do a Transformers extended universe. To which I say, maybe. You see, there's so much with the Transformers universe, I think there's so many it's kind of like with the Star Wars universe, where there's so many stories you can tell in the Transformers continuity and not really focus on Autobots. You obviously do need Autobots and Decepticons, but I think there's enough stories there and enough stuff in the universe to really play with this. So, more or less, I think there's a lot of stories you can do, and judging by the whole Cybertron story, it looks like maybe we'll get different points in time throughout the Transformers continuity. So I'm just going to list off a few ideas I would just love to see, done right. Keep in mind that done right in this little continuity. First and foremost, how about a proper frickin' Dinobots movie, okay? Those weren't the Dinobots in Age of Extinction. Those were, okay, I was about to say giant toys, but what else is Transformers? They're toys, so I gotta rework that sentence. Those were just junkosaurs. Yeah, that's the better word, junkosaurs. So, how about a proper Dinobots movie of Grimlock and the others, and the proper Dinobots, not this strafe and slash crap, but the Dinobots we know, and have Grimlock and his team. You can have these new Dinobots. I mean, obviously, you need to sell toys, Hasbro, I get that. So you could add them to this group of Dinobots and have them just go out and hunt Shockwave. Just have that story from Transformers Spotlight the IDW Transformer Spotlight, where Shockwave created, kidnapped the Dinobots, genetically modified them to make them into the Dinobots, and Grimlock and the others go out and hunt him down. So there's your story right there. Just have a better Shockwave, because that wasn't Shockwave. That was just, random Decepticon number 6 in Dark of the Moon. So yeah, give us a Dinobot movie where the Dinobots are just on like this seek and destroy mission on Cybertron. Everyone else is gone. The planet's pretty much dead. Have the rest of the Dinobots like, yeah, we're not leaving until he's dead. So yeah, you could have the Insecticons. You could have the Predacons. A lot of stuff you could do with this with that story of just Shockwave. You could have, you could bring in the Insecticons and Predacons through Shockwave, because in one way you could look at like the Fall of Cybertron game, Shockwave took control of them through frequencies after they burrowed out from from Cybertron when it was dying, and the other way you could just have Shockwave built them. Same with the Predacons. He just cloned them from CNA. There you go. Among other characters, among other stories, I would love this. I would love to see like a cool adaptation of The Last Stand of the Wreckers. Yeah, for those who don't know who the Wreckers are like this Black Ops team for the Autobots who do all these like really dirty mop-up operations for the Autobots, and Cup was part of the team, Bulkhead, so many characters were on that team, like Springer, Ultra Magnus was the leader. So you could have Ultra Magnus in this universe and maybe do the adaptation of Last Stand of the Wreckers, where the Wreckers were more or less the Wreckers were basically sent to this prison, this Autobot prison, where this Decepticon overlord took over with all these Decepticon members, inmates. They took over the prison, and the Wreckers go in there to try and quell it, but there's heavy losses. So I think it would be really cool to adapt that story, because man, that is like essential Transformer reading right there, comic book reading right there. Last Stand of the Wreckers. It's bloody. I mean, seriously, that was one of the few Transformer comics where I read it and saw like parental advisory on the frickin' tag of the comic when he was in trade. So yeah, Last Stand of the Wreckers would be good. I'd even like to see a movie of like Megatron's origin, how Megatron rose to power, how he formed the Decepticons, how he met Soundwave and Starscream in this continuity, mind you. Keep in mind this in continuity, and also, maybe build on how Orion Pax, how he befriended Orion before he became Optimus Prime, and stuff, things like that. So I think there's a possibility for that story happening as well, in my opinion. But all in all, you got to keep in mind that this is still part of a continuity where we had not really much focus on the robots for about 4 movies now. Yeah, 4 movies now, about to go on 5. So yeah, not putting a lot of stock in this, but I will say this, they are getting some major star power for this. So anyway, guys, what do you guys think of this Transformers Extended Universe? Do you think it sucks? Do you think it's a good idea? What do you think of the people behind it? And what kind of stories do you want to see told in this Transformers universe? I personally want a good Dinobot story, and hopefully like an adaptation of Last Stand of the Wreckers. But that's just me. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.